team for captain.
Really?
With all the new faces on this team this year, what does it say to you that you're been voted the captain again, and you got that kind of support?
Yeah, I just feel like it's one of the highest honors, especially in the NFL. I mean, a lot of awards can kind of be skewed, but to be in your building and have people, you know what I mean, feel like you deserve to be a captain, I truly appreciate it. And especially with the new faces and new, you know what I mean, there's so many new guys. It's a brand new team. So I guess to just kind of have that kind of respect and, you know, people think that highly of you, it means a lot. So, yes, sir. It's really cool.
Time here gone by pretty quick. Like you blink and here you are in like year 12 or whatever it is.
Not really. Yeah, we've definitely had some longer seasons than others. You know what I mean, in the past. But no, it's been a really cool journey. It's crazy. I was actually thinking about it because we had the weekend off and everything, and just kind of going through the time frame. I couldn't imagine it going like this, and I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been great, and hopefully, you know, year 6, we can start to kind of turn that Jaguar name around, and we've shaken up the whole building from top to bottom. So it's gonna be really exciting.
When you guys walked out of the building after 2017, you guys thought it was going this way. I mean, how hard was that to turn on? Now that you have to actually start the climb all over again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really the in a sense, the best position to be in. You know what I mean? Because nobody's really counting you in. People aren't really looking in your direction. Everybody's looking at, you know, the typical guys, the Chiefs, the Bucks, Pittsburgh, everybody. So as long as we kind of stay on our lane, keep building what we got, we have great talent. We have the pieces. We're getting that gel together so that way everybody trusts everybody. Everybody knows what each other can do. And then we just kind of go from there. So it's really a great position to be in. When everything's sweet, like 2017, and you got all the media and it's all cool, it kind of relaxes you. When things aren't going as good, it kind of puts that fire underneath you. So, like, even this offseason, like, I was even more motivated from last year, just going 1-15. I was like, okay, I'm never experiencing that again. So it's really a great position to be in. You know what I mean? You just have to embrace the challenge because life isn't easy.
Back in 2016 and 17, you used to tell us that if you needed clarity on something, you went to Paz.
Right.
He was kind of like your guy,
Yeah.
kind of mentoring you.
Yes,
Last
it is,
week,
yeah.
Shaq was talking about kind of how you're doing the same thing for him. Could you just talk about how that role is sort of flipped for you?
It's cool because I feel like it's a disservice. I mean, even as human beings, when you get a piece of information, your job is to pass it down to the next generation so that way they can kind of speed through what you messed up on. So that's really what I try to help Shaq with. You know, when you're young, there's days when it's good, there's days when it's bad, there's hard days of practice, and, you know, you just got to embrace it. Not every day you're going to go out there and practice and have a fantastic practice, but that's the point of it. You learn from it, get better, and go from there. So it's just little things I've been giving Shaq, and Shaq's been playing this league a long time. When he gets his chance, he's going to run with it and do his thing.
Okay, now, would you say that when you saw how much Paz was helping you, and now you're trying to do the same thing for Shaq, which made you feel better? The fact that a vet sort of took you under his wing, or that now you're taking somebody under yours?
It kind of goes both ways, because on one hand, a guy that's established his players, when he decides to give you some game, you know what I mean, you should take it. So that's kind of credit to me for listening, not being, you know, a young guy and just ignoring him. And then on Shaq too, like there's some young guys that don't want to hear anything. Shaq likes to sit down, come down, ask me a question. Now we're locker mates, so now we're just chatting it up all the time, but it's really cool.
How early on did you sort of get the vibe from Shaq that he was going to kind of lean on you a little bit?
As soon as he came in, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, realistically, the season I had prior when they drafted Shaq, I was like, okay, Shaq's probably, you know what I mean, he's coming in here to take a spot. So I just kept it real with him, gave him the game. I said, man, make sure you know what you're doing so when you get in, you can go in and take off with things. So.
You locker mates now. You were not before.
No.
Okay.
Myles, you guys are going to be a little busy on Sunday, but here, Mercedes is coming back to play for the first time. What kind of teammate was Mercedes, and how tough was he to cover in practice? And
I mean, he's a specimen. I mean, I don't know how tall. I feel like he's 6'9" in pads, but he's 6'8". Very athletic, can run. If they throw a jump ball and you're not looking at it and he can see it, there's no way you can defend it. And then as a person off the field, if I had anything to ask him, and then with the UCLA connection, go Bruins, you know what I mean? He's always had my back with anything I've asked him or questions, just making sure how I'm doing. Even last year, he was like, how's the family doing? How's everything? So I always have love for Mercedes, man. He was great to me.
Until question 7 to get the UCLA.
I had to throw it in there.
Yeah. Coach Urban said that you have a tremendous relationship with Charlie Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Can you walk us through how that's developed and what he's meant to you?
Coach Strong, he coached at UT, so when we played UCLA actually in Dallas, I played him, and then he actually recruited me coming out of high school, so knowing him through there. And then just kind of this offseason as we've gotten together, just collaborating on things, seeing how we look at the game, how he coaches and what he sees in me, his expectations of me. I'm just trying to meet that. So it's really cool to have somebody who's such as established, knows the game, can teach you so many things. But then at the same time, like we could talk about anything, ball, things outside of football, like anything. So it's a cool relationship and a dynamic to have. I just can't wait to we grow as we continue winning, and it'll be even more fun.
What was the college football conversation between him and everybody in this locker room after week 1 of college football?
And that was the thing. Like prior to the UCLA game, a lot of people were coming at me, but after the game on Monday, nobody really had anything to say. And Caleb actually sits on the other side of me, and DJ Charks is on the opposite side, so they owe me some money. So we could talk about that, but yeah, UCLA. They owe me some money.
Hey, listen, all that Mercedes love, he's gonna need a Kleenex.
Yeah. I'm leaning on it.
Can I ask you limitations on that?
Can't get away from it, man. How are y'all doing?
Good. How did it feel for you to be named the captain?
It was great, man. It's a really cool feeling, especially as a younger guy, just having that support from my teammates, and really, like I said, with being named starter, then now a captain, nothing changes, same expectation, and now it's time to go out there and win some games. So, but I'm really excited. It's definitely an honor. It's a cool moment for me to be named a captain with those other guys. Just a bunch of great guys in the locker room. So we had a ton of guys that got votes, but definitely really cool.
Was it more painful for you to actually have to go to a store and buy that stuff, or to wear it?
No, I didn't.
He give?
I would have never bought it. I would have never spent my money on that. But Terry, good friend Terry, he was kind enough to give it to me after. We had a bet, whoever won, the other person had to wear their team's stuff. So he brought me in like a full sweatsuit, medium pants, like everything's too small. It was funny though. It was good.
Back to being a captain, does it make it easier to do what you need to do from a leadership standpoint to have that on your chest, is knowing that they recognize you as a leader now?
Yes and no. I mean, it definitely is. I guess it brings clarity to everything. But at the same time, there's a ton of guys on our team that won't have that C, that are just as much a leader as me or as anyone else, and so that does mean something. But also, there's a lot of other guys that help lead this thing, and we're all in it together. So, no one person has to carry it all, and like I said, we're all carrying it. So, but definitely an honor and proud for sure.
How has this week of preparation been different, Trevor? Obviously, it's the first game week, so in terms of both scouting the opposition and just for you preparing mentally for Sunday, how has it been different than those preseason games?
It's definitely different. Practice format changes a little bit. All eyes go towards the Texans, as before it was still working on our stuff and just trying to get better at what we do. And now it is still some of that, but it's more so game plan and trying to get out there and win a game on Sunday. So it changes a little bit. But the last 2 games, I felt like we kind of gradually moved into a game plan week, kind of normal. So that helped me mentally just get ready for what each day will look like as far as my routine. So especially for the Cowboys game, we had a good week of prep. So I'm basically just mirroring that. Obviously, our game plan is a little bit more than what we had against Dallas, but from a prep standpoint, it's very similar.
What's the biggest point of emphasis for you as you get ready for this to go against this Texans defense?
Yeah, I mean, this won't change every week, but just do what I do. Don't try to do too much. That's the thing. I got great players around me. Just trusting those guys, trusting Coach Bev, Coach Shoddy, everybody to put me in a good position, which they have, and just go and play. But as far as defensively, just a really sound defense. They don't try to necessarily trick you. They don't have a bunch of crazy looks and all these different coverages. They keep it pretty simple, but the tough thing about that is when you keep something simple, everyone's exactly where they're supposed to be, so it makes those windows tighter. They do a really good job when they play man coverage of not giving up big plays, so that'll be a challenge. But definitely like what we've seen from our group. But yeah, they do a good job. Zone eyes, really good job reading the quarterback. Like they've forced 10 turnovers this preseason, which is 3 games. That's a lot of turnovers. So that's one thing that jumps out off the page when you're looking at just their stats. But just the way they fly around has been impressive to watch.
Myles just got done saying how they don't. The whole 1 in 15 thing is something that he never wants to experience again. For the guys that were here last year, how much chatter in the locker room do you hear about, hey, we never want to go back there again? That was just way too humbling an experience.
We don't really talk about it much. Maybe at first when everyone was kind of new and everyone's getting here and we're asking like, how was last year? And we're trying to get a feel for what the team was like then and just how it's different now and all those things. But at this point, like, we got our group and, we like who we have, and we don't really talk about what happened last year. This is a new team, new coaching staff, a lot of new players, a lot of the same players that are great players, but, we've kind of moved on. So
When you see such a mixed blend of a roster where
yeah.
Almost half the team is do not, how do you feel like that is all coming together? Not just in terms of, like game plan, but just the relationships and how quickly the bond has sort of formed.
It's been great. I feel like right now we're a really close team. We've grown a lot since camp started, but we've been working on this since even before the draft. The guys have been working on this since, I don't know, in January, February. A lot of the guys were here working out, getting to like learn the new systems, all that, and then the draft class got here in late April or May, I guess it was May. And so we've been working since OTA, so it's been a few months in the works of trying to get this thing rolling, and we feel like we're in a really good spot. The team's gelling. We just got a lot of good dudes in the team, hard workers, and it's cool to be around. You hear a lot of different things in college about the NFL and how guys only care about, getting paid, and as long as they have a good contract and they're, getting their money, they don't really care. But we just don't have guys like that here, so that hasn't been my experience at all. And I think that's cool to be on a team like that.
What's been the process?
Did you lobby at all for quarterback runs in the offense?
Not really. It's just I don't know. There's some things that we try to carry over, but also, Coach Bev, Coach Shoddy, our whole staff has been coaching for a long time in the NFL. And, there's guys like Lamar Jackson that can go out there and run the zone read 10, 12 times a game and be successful, but, I'm not really that type of guy, so I'm not lobbying to try to get more of that. But also that is something that I've had some success with and that we have practiced. So definitely that's something that we have the ability to do, but no, I'm not really lobbying for that. I think we've had a good plan the last 2 weeks, and I really like what we got so far for the Texans and just rolling with that.
Do you think people might underestimate your ability to run or athleticism in terms of doing that, or did that run against Ohio State kind of knock that out?
Yeah, I don't know. People say that, but also I feel like people have always been saying that people underestimate it, so I guess if everyone says that, then I guess people don't. So I don't know. But I really don't know. I think I'm faster than I look for sure, but I'm not going to blow anyone's socks off with my speed. But I can definitely move when I need to. So just something, the more you can have in your bag, especially in this league, got a lot of guys that can run on the D-line. Pass rush is really good. You got to be able to use your legs.
What's been the process of
You guys have had Tyron Johnson in the
Yeah.
building now
Oh, yeah.
for
Looks
a week. I see the smile. What have you seen from him the week plus that he's been here?
He looks great. He can fly. We've put him on on some deep routes just to see him run, and he can open it up. He's looked great. Really excited to have him. He's been picking it up really quick. He just got here on, I guess that was Monday. Just came in here, and first day we're putting him in there in the walkthrough and just trying to see how he learns everything, and he's done great. So excited for that. We got a lot of guys in that receiver group that have been playing well. Some guys that are a little bit banged up, but when they get back, we're pretty deep. So I'm excited, and obviously as a quarterback, that's really important. So we got a good group.
What's been the process of getting back in harmony with DJ Chark?
It's been great. Honestly, I don't feel like we've really missed a step. We've stayed a couple days after to get some timing routes and all those things just to make sure we're good. But, we've completed a ton of balls. And even last week, it was funny. He couldn't really use his hand that much still. And he's catching everything with his chest. And I don't think we had one incompletion when we were throwing in the team periods. And it's just hitting his chest. You can hear it all the way from where I was throwing it. So that was cool. But he looks great. And you can tell his work ethic I think him being out for a while, he was itching to get back. So it's been really nice to have him back.
It's a long season, but how important is week 1 for setting the tone for everything?
Man, yeah, it's super important. Super important just for this new season. All we've been working for, to get that first win under your belt, especially a division opponent. It's huge on the road. Just a lot of confidence going into the season. Like you said, it's a long season, and you need all that confidence and get it rolling. So that's all our focus is on right now, and just taking it one game at a time. Yeah, it's a long season, but you just got to take it 1 week at a time.
You played a ton of football, started a ton of games, but do you expect to be at all nervous, butterflies at all, first game on the road, NFL?
Yeah, I'm always a little nervous before almost every game, but especially like the first game. You know, we played some preseason, and I was nervous before those, but first official game, starting division game on the road, all those things, have a little bit of butterflies, but that's just part of it. But we'll be ready. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Go away with the first throw, first play. They're gone.
Yeah, first play, get a good first play under your belt, get rolling. Sometimes take a little hit, kind of get you in the game. So, no, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Trevor.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.